Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now, on with the show.
Welcome to Quinn Consolidated, a Southgate Media Group podcast dedicated to the hit CW show starring our captain of the ship, Stephen Amell. I'm Lois, and of course joining me is
Kelly.
Up for discussion today is episode 307, Draw Back Your Bow. More like go back to the drawing board. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Well, a lot of people really enjoyed this episode, and if you are one of those people, I'm glad for you. I'm glad that people are liking this season. It's just been rough for me.
I gotta say, this one was better than the last couple, but still not on par with what they've done before.
Yep. If this was gonna stack, this doesn't stack up to episode 206, and definitely not 106 in the least bit. No offense to the creator of Carrie Cutter / Cupid, who is one of our fearless leaders. I thought that this episode was a bit indulgent, much like Girder over on The Flash this week.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion on it. It was just a little too wacky for me.
Yeah, she was definitely out of her mind. Obsessed, crazy fangirl. Well, I've seen some Twihards like that, actually.
I know some Arrowheads that are, well, people that are obsessed with Stephen Amell. He's gorgeous. How could you not be? But yeah, just, if we were going to talk about seriously, like obsession and serial stalkers like they do over on Stalker on CBS, okay, sure. But this was just like for craps and giggles. And I don't know that I'm okay with that, because it's kind of a serious issue.
It is very definitely a serious issue, and anybody who's had that kind of issue happen to them knows exactly how serious it can be.
And it doesn't make it any better, because both the characters of Ray and Felicity have very stalker-esque qualities that we kind of giggle about and say is cute, but when you stop and think about it, it's actually not.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I really want to keep going with this trend of stalking is cool.
They played Carrie off as crazy. You know, she was pretty doggone Stark's Raven crazy. So you can almost kind of get it. But Ray and Felicity, yeah, they have their moments. It's just like, guys, what's your excuse? You know?
Especially Ray. And, I really like the character of Ray, what he stands for, especially in the comic books. But like I said, they have this tendency to make people match Felicity's quirkiness that drives me crazy. And it's no more evident than in the character of Ray Palmer.
Yeah, and I wonder if they're going to get into the backstory of why Ray is that way. Because
I don't think they are. I think, like I said, I think they're just, because, when Oliver went on that date with Felicity, he felt very Felicity-esque and not very Oliver-y.
Yeah.
For Ray, I think it's one of those, it's a fine line between genius and insanity kind of thing.
The higher your IQ.
Yeah, the lower your emotional quotient is, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all. That I just don't kind of like to make fun of something that's very serious. Things that I have had friends have to struggle with.
Yeah.
That's all. That's probably just, my personal stuff filtering into this episode. But I should be happy, because this was one of those straightforward episodes of Arrow where we had an A story, and the B story was, literally, 3 scenes with Thea? That was the B story?
Yeah.
So I should be really happy and proud of Arrow, but it was flat for me. And it's a shame, because I really love our writers, who were Wendy Merkel and Beth Schwartz.
Yeah, I like them too.
And our director was somebody that I was so happy to have last season when he made his series debut, which is Rob Hardy. I like him, and he did a good job. But like, we're back to that weird season one, almost season one filter. I'm confused. We take one step forward and like 3 steps back.
Yeah, it definitely felt more season one-ish.
Yeah, on all accounts.
Yeah.
You take that how you want to take it. Our guest stars were, of course, our special guest star, Brandon Roth as Ray Palmer. We had Audrey Marie Anderson as Lila Michaels, Kyle Yoon as Masao Yamashiro. We had Ryla Fukushima as Tatsu Yamashiro. Amy Gumnick as Carrie Cutter / Cupid. My personal favorite, Austin Butler as Chase the douchey DJ. And Nick E. Tarabe as Digger Harkness. Ooh, don't say that 3 times fast. And then also, I guess, Jill T as Dr. Avery Presnall.
Psychiatrist. Who thought Oliver needed therapy. I like that.
That was funny, but that was also like a Batman reference, so I cringed a bit.
Yeah, I hear ya.
That's all. Like, nice try, buddy. Nice try. The ratings this week, our ratings were a 0.9, so we lost a point in the demo, and we only had 2,630,000 people watching.
Ouch. Stay on point.
Yes, ma'am. Moving along to the soundtrack and sound design. Can you guess how many songs were in this episode?
I have no earthly idea.
I only found 2. One was Habits by Tove Lo.
Okay.
It's what Chase put
Was planned.
on.
Yeah.
Then, of course, turned down for what? As Cupid is drinking her Cupid Kiss Martini.
Yes.
And shout out to Thea for not being 21 and all of a sudden being a bartender. They need to drop this plot point because it is driving me crazy. Now, for the sound design side of things, aka Blake Neely's scoring, I did notice 2 new things. I don't know if you did.
Okay. What'd you notice?
When Oliver and Diggle and Felicity are talking about Carrie Cutter, there was new music. And then it was also new music during the rescue of the Gravano guy from the greenhouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't catch that one.
It was ominous, but like ominous light. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this. Everything this season, every new thing, every new element, is just giving me like pause. It's just everything's not coming together the way I hoped, and this is season 6. I mean, episode 6.
I was gonna say season 6.
It feels like season 6 the way season 3's been dragging on. So yeah, let's just jump into the discussion points. Theme of the week.
I would say unhealthy obsession. Oliver and Cupid and
Ray.
Yeah, just really kind of weird. Yeah, well, I mean, and it's kind of too is being true to yourself. Are you gonna be with the one you love or love the one you're with, kind of thing for both of them, I guess. Carrie is doing that in her mind. Felicity is trying to decide whether she's gonna move on, she's gonna live her life. And Oliver's stuck trying to make that decision too,
Like I didn't really get what they wanted me to get out of this episode.
Oh, and the DJ was kind of that way too.
Oh, we'll get there. It was so cool. I love Austin Chase, y'all. Like, he was on the Carrie Diaries, but before that, he was on another one of my favorite ABC family shows, Switched at Birth, WilkieIsTheBomb.com, and it hurt my heart when he left and got shipped off to military school.
Oh.
But he was awesome on Carrie Diaries. And again, that show got canceled, of course.
Of course.
Everything I love turns to ash. But anyway. Yeah, the villain of the week was Carrie Cutter / Cupid. Just Laysai is all that I can say about this.
Yeah, she was
fun, but
yeah.
I'm not this at this point in the season, we've had like what, 2 fillers in a row now?
Yeah.
Let's get on with it. Who the hell killed Sarah? And when the hell is Ra's al Ghul coming? Like that is all I care about right now.
Oh, and the Arrow Flash crossover, which will be fun.
Yeah, like I said, I suspect that's what's been bringing the season down, because they can't get too far into the season's, overarching point until that's over with.
Or they would have to pause it.
Because that's what happened with, I mean, as much as I love The Scientist and Three Ghosts, that's literally what happened, basically. And it was the mid-season finale. It's like, oh, we were going somewhere. Oh, we got to backtrack. It was great, don't get me wrong, but...
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah, so, I'm happy for it, and I'm curious to see what the numbers, when it's all said and done, come out looking like. But I'm ready for Arrow to get back to being the Arrow that I know and love.
Yes. What did you think of the new title card for this episode? I thought it was kind of cute.
I thought I just groaned and rolled my eyes.
Well, I know, but
that's what I meant by self-indulgent. Like, don't.
Yeah. It was different. I guess that's all I can say. It was different.
To quote Captain America, son, just don't. Yeah, that's a Marvel reference. That's how bad I feel about this whole situation. I'm quoting Marvel this week. But no, like I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it was self-indulgent for them to bring on a character that was created by one of the, showrunners. Yeah. Especially a relatively new character.
Yeah.
When we have such a rich, deep rogues gallery that we never touch.
Yeah. Yeah. There are so many. Oh my goodness, so many.
But Amy Gumnick looked hot as Cupid. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. I love her as a redhead. I hope she keeps it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Now I'm gonna say, like, she did a really good job with the role. It was just the material that was questionable.
Yeah, I would agree with you. She definitely had fun with it.
and Arrow does need to have fun, but I feel like it needs to pick and choose an appropriate time to have fun. Like, we're smack dead in the middle of so much. My favorite thing that Cupid did this week was when she showed up at Verdant in that red dress. I was like, humming, hey now. That was nice. And like I said, she was fun, but like, it's just not the time or the place for this.
We need to get some more in-depth episodes to kind of, we're getting stagnant.
I don't know what we're doing this season. I'm tired of, I need some forward momentum, and this just wasn't it.
We're wandering through the island lost because we don't know where the shore is.
We have not aimed our bow yet.
Yes.
Although I clearly see the target, we haven't drawn back our bow yet.
There you go.
Oh my god, this title made me so mad. They should have went with It's Cupid, Stupid. They should have went something along that lines. Like, I was like, really? A Sam Cooke line? Really? Okay, whatever. Yeah. Y'all got obsession with Bruce Springsteen. Okay, fine. You can have an obsession with Sam Cooke too. I don't care. Anyway, flashbacks.
Although it was nice to see some action out of the non-action normal character of the flashback.
Oh, I know, that was my favorite thing, and I was just like, I liked the fake out that Maceo wasn't really dead.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, Oliver's gonna bone his dead widow, isn't he?
Yeah.
That was all that was going through my head. Like, oh no.
Yeah, that would have been.
It's gonna be a Keo coming back at the end of the season for revenge for boning his mom and getting his dad killed. I was just like, oh
no.
That was the best thing that happened in this episode when they opened the door. I was like, oh thank God.
We're not gonna have another Laurel
Deathstroke.
Yes.
We're not gonna have another a baby Deathstroke moment.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, that would have been horrid.
But shout out to Riley Fukushima, or probably more aptly Riley Fukushima's stunt double. The sword wielding got me a little hot and bothered.
It was awesome.
A lady wielding a sword is kind of my thing.
You go.
That was awesome, and it's hints to her actually becoming Katana.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yes.
Team Arrow this week. Can we start with Quentin, since he basically was only a cameo?
Yes.
What was even the point of that?
Hi, Quentin. Bye, Quentin.
Contractual obligation?
Maybe. That's aggravating, because we love Quentin.
He needs to be the Joe West of this show.
Yes. He definitely needs to take a bigger role.
Not a smaller role. I think a lot of people would agree with that, and I'm curious to see what they have in store for Quentin since this whole cardiac event situation went down. And you know what? I call shenanigans on that, because I thought he just got stabbed. And he had internal bleeding, and now all of a sudden it's a cardiac event.
No, I don't think we knew. We just saw him go down at the end of the episode.
Yeah, but remember he had gotten stabbed and he was still walking around like that, and I thought that that's what it was. And so all of a sudden we come back, and I'm just like, this is shenanigans. It was a plain excuse to sideline him, and I just, for the life of me, don't understand why.
No, we need more Paul Blackthorne.
I mean, remember when last season started and we got broken dolls and we're like, ooh, Quentin-centric, and everybody pulls their chair up to the TV and their hands are pressed against, their face, and we're like, yeah.
And they're sitting there at family dinner with them.
Oh, right. That's what happened.
Yes.
That's what happened. Yeah, I try to block that moment out because I'm still never going to forgive Oliver for that crap. That Laurel in the hallway.
No, that wasn't cool.
Thank you for reminding me about what really went down.
Sorry. I didn't mean to burst your bubble.
You did, and it's okay. That's what good co-hosts do. But yeah, I was so ticked by that. But I was relieved that we didn't have any Laurel this week.
Yes.
I know Laurel defenders shouldn't say that, but I need a break.
We need her for her to get her act together.
Yeah, and if she does it off screen, that's totally fine with me. And when next time we see her, maybe we get a flash forward and she's actually proficiently kicking butt.
Yeah, something.
I think that's the plan, honestly, because
that would make sense.
At this point, we have to have more John Barrowman. He's been absent from the last 2 episodes, and he's in 18 episodes this season, so some characters are definitely going to have to take a back burner.
Yep, and he is a big duplicitous guy, so he will probably make things interesting.
Maybe him and Dr. Wells team up.
I think so. I think it was probably Malcolm that paid Dr. Wells to kill Sarah.
Oh.
It's really crackpot.
Oh yeah. I guess we'll talk about Roy since he is the second person with the least amount of screen time.
Yeah. Wow. After last week, it's just kind of like we're back to kind of quiet Roy. Although I did kind of enjoy the scene at the end where Roy comes down to the lair and finds Oliver all grumpy pants and and asks him, is anything wrong and stuff, and they end up going to Roy or going to Diggles. That was kind of cool, but just not very much Roy and not very much interaction. And I figured for the whole thing when Cupid showed up, he'd send Roy up to Verdant to watch out for Thea because Roy would be a fixture there since he's helping out.
But Roy always gets beat up by the ladies. That's his new thing now. He's not very proficient at this point, so he sends Diggle with the gun. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And easily he could have just said, Diggle's still in security and he cares about you because you're important to me, so I heard something and I wanted to make sure you were okay.
Even though I don't have money to pay him to be my security guard anymore, and I don't know what in the world he does during the day, but yeah.
He's a stay-at-home dad. Lila pays the bills. He's got a sugar mama. I was very disappointed. Like, we should be dealing with the fallout of what Roy learned.
Yes. And he doesn't want to talk about it. He's clammed up about it, which is...
But we need to. Like, that's the only way we're going to care about Roy, is to see him fall apart and put himself back together.
Exactly. Because if he's going to be a weapon in Oliver's arsenal, he's going to have to deal with it.
Diggle. Okay. My theme of the week, really, is Diggle, mind your own damn business. I did not need that angst at the end. I just didn't need it. I don't want to feel bad for Oliver. It's not Diggle's fault, but, just mind your own damn business sometimes, Diggle. You got a baby and a baby's mama to take care of.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, Oliver's his friend and everything, but this is not a good place for him to get himself in the middle of.
Or Felicity. Let Felicity have something nice.
Exactly. Well, Oliver made his choice. He made things very clear how he felt about things.
Well, he really didn't. He was very trying to toe the line, trying to keep her around, but...
Well, but... saying that he couldn't have a relationship with her, and she told him that she wanted more. She wanted to have a life. And so, okay, if he's really her friend, then, and he really believes what he said, then he needs to respect that and let her move on.
I'm just tired of them putting Diggle in this situation. At first it was just a fandom thing where people were just using Diggle to prop up the Velocity ship, and now the show's doing it. It's really starting to tick me off.
Well, if tweets be if tweets be accurate, I hear 309. There won't be so many questions.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just want more for Diggle. I don't even know what Diggle's purpose on the team is.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve to be the middleman. Either man up and make him an equal part of the team with a costume.
Right? He didn't even have a mask on this week. I mean, she saw him through the window. And then, in the flashback that we start this episode off with, she sees Diggle and Felicity in the van as they pull away.
Yeah.
Just, oh my God. I lost my stuff when I saw that. I was just like, I can't.
Yep.
These villains are dumber than a box of rocks. You take a sketch pad and you run it through facial recognition. Obviously, she had a really super smart CI still in her corner pocket.
Yep. And, hello, let's put the people I care about in danger, Not real bright of Oliver.
One of these days, I have to get to the Roy conspiracy theory for conspiracy.
Uh-oh.
It might be this week. I don't know. But Felicity, I don't know what they're doing with Felicity anymore. Like, I get she wants more out of life, but, like, she was adamant about not getting cups of coffee and stuff, and now she's kissing her boss.
Yeah, well...
That's a surefire way not to be taken serious, not to take your career seriously.
Exactly. Yeah, and it was just kind of weird because, okay, she's the one who said she wanted it to be platonic, but yet she doesn't.
She was left wanting when he pulled away, okay?
Exactly. And that bugged me.
Everything about Felicity bugged me. Like, all of a sudden, she's obsessed with couture and diamonds.
Yeah, and that's not her.
Shouldn't have been, like, tech. Like, shouldn't he have gotten her that thing from Argus? Like,
yeah.
Just whatever.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just go ahead and jump into Oliver. I don't like my superheroes emotionally angsty over no broad. No offense to Felicity. I know she's more than an IT girl. She's the glue that holds the story together, but Oliver, get it together, brother. Get it together.
Yeah.
He can't go off into the field. Diggle was absolutely right to call him on that half cop. That is a bad idea.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't be mooning over somebody and go out and think you got the head on straight. Barry did the same thing this week. Not a good idea. It doesn't turn out well.
I'm just disappointed in Oliver. Like, let her have some. But wait, I have a question. Did Felicity not tell them that she was working for Palmer and then they just saw the press conference? Is that how that went down?
Well, no, they knew that she was working for Palmer.
At that capacity, though?
I don't think they knew it was at that capacity, and I think the thing that left Oliver reeling was they changed the name of the company.
Girl, he don't care about that company. Y'all need to quit playing with me.
I don't know. Well, you think about it, though. That's one of the few things that was left that was his mom's.
Girl, they don't make Oliver care about none of that. So I don't care that I know he don't care. In this universe, it's just the way that the writers are about certain things. Oliver's his emotional quotient is very low. And now, like, they made it seem like that, and now that they're trying to fix it, I just kind of don't buy it at times.
I think he was shocked to see her there, to see Ray giving her kudos and talking about how, he couldn't do what he did unless he had really smart people there working for, he was giving Felicity credit.
But the crazy thing about that is that I hate when they recycle the lines that Oliver uses about saving the city.
Right. Oh,
being
yeah.
something else. Like, really?
Yes.
Pretentious jerkwads. Just knock it off.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of why he was so surprised, to see her there in that capacity, and for the name change, and for all of that at once. Kind of a shock.
So I guess Oliver stays broke, which I'm very happy about. I really didn't want him to get the company back. I like Oliver broke, but it still hasn't really had the effect that I want on him, because as we come to find out pretty soon here, Argus is kind of helping out on the bill situation.
Yeah, he needs to understand what it is to broke, and he needs to learn to appreciate the things that he has.
I concur, madam. Let's talk about Ray real quick. I didn't like Ray this week.
Okay. What didn't you like about Ray?
He wasn't as dynamic as he usually is.
Yeah. I don't know. I the socially inept part was kind of cute at the beginning, with the whole the couture dress and stuff, but Felicity going that crazy over it was kind of off character. But I did think the line was really funny about Felicity saying, I definitely have a type, because she definitely does.
Yeah.
She absolutely has a type.
Yeah, superheroes.
Exactly.
I feel like they're leaning towards Ray being evil, which goes really, really far from the comic books. I feel like a lot of scenes were left for him to, at the very least, be on the duplicitous on a level of duplicity as Dr. Wells,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just not okay with that.
Just him as a person, I don't think he's that kind of evil.
But didn't it make him seem kind of ominous this week?
Yeah, a little bit. I just think he's like got ADHD. He's got so many things in his head, so many plans that he just kind of like doesn't realize how he comes off and how he interacts with people, I think. And, how he could come off looking to other people. He doesn't think about that.
I don't know. It's like Arrow's cooking up something bad for this character, and I'm not here for that.
No, I like him too much.
Yeah, like I said, Brandon Roth has just been winning me over every single episode. And this just stopped me in my tracks. And I guess it's the way that it was written. It didn't necessarily have anything to do with his performance. It was just the material.
Yeah, and his Hallmark movie was pretty good, too, that aired this last week. It was cute.
Team Arrow's dysfunctional. That's really when I think what it boils down to about why I didn't like this episode.
Mm-hmm.
The team seemed very fractured, and everybody was off in their own separate corners for the most part of this episode.
Yeah, very much so.
A big fat for me.
We need teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and it's the best when they're working together. That's when the episodes sing, and they're the best.
That's right.
That's all. I guess we'll go over the main Easter eggs.
Okay.
Cupid. Like I said, she was a villain created by Arrow showrunner Greg Berlanti. In the comics, Carrie Cutter was a special ops soldier who volunteered for an experiment designed to remove her sense of fear. I just want to talk about the costume on the show. Like, it was hideous.
Yeah.
But it's still better than the comic book version because, of course, it's all tatas and stomach. So, and she did have a mask in the comic book, so I was always wondering why they didn't give her one in this episode.
Yeah. I think they wanted, though, the facial expression.
Yeah, I guess. But a really cool thing about this is that she has ties with Brick, who is going to be played by Vinnie Jones in its upcoming, I think it's the mid-season finale that we meet Vinnie Jones, or it's the mid-season premiere, who plays Brick. So I think that's really cool. And she also tried to force Green Arrow to kill Merlin. And so that's the only reason why I was really actually excited about Cupid. And I think that's probably ultimately what kind of bummed me out.
Mm-hmm.
But she did get shipped off to the Suicide Squad at the end of this episode, so we might see her again.
Yes.
She's more easily accessible than Harley Quinn, so...
Yeah, and, well, you think about it. Could they bring in the squad to go after Merlin?
I think they're saving the squad for something else, like maybe another League of Assassins attack. Sherwood Flores. Oh my god, this is my favorite spree of the night. Okay, Black Canary actually, in the comics, she owned a flower shop with that name, and she lived above it in a loft, and it was so cute, and oh my god, I was just like, yes. Oh, and my other fangirl spree of the night was the term gaijin. It means outsider, and Oliver and Tatsu were actually members of the Outsiders, which is a secret society dedicated to fighting corruption. It's one of the really most awesomest runs of Green Arrow post, I don't know, Hard Traveling Heroes.
Cool.
So, yeah. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Gardner are named for Gardner Fox, who co-created Ray Palmer's character of the Atom.
Cool.
And then he also, the guy that played him, Fred Henderson, he was on Smallville as a doctor who helped Lex fake Lana's pregnancy.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, they made a reference to Harley Quinn. Yeah, the Doorstar alloy is important to making his suit. For the size-changing powers in his belt. And then, of course, we got a glance of the exosuit. That was a really cool visual effect, by the way.
Yes.
And then Captain Boomerang, that was who we saw at the end.
Yep.
Obviously. And that's for our Flash Arrow crossover. Let's get to episode awards, because there's no comic books or comic book tie-ins to talk about. Great.
Ooh. I'll give it a C+. More enjoyable than the last couple. Still needs a lot of work.
C-. And that's me being generous, by the way. Scene of the night.
That sword fight was cool.
Yep. Although I will say that, and I think this is the first ever, my scene of the night has to be when they open the door and see Marcel is alive.
That was cool. Yeah. I agree. That was nice.
Line of the night.
I don't know how to do his laundry. I just found that really comical. I mean, it makes sense, but
For me, it was, oh God, I have a type.
yes. Yeah, that she does. Wow.
Most memorable moment?
I would say probably when they opened the door and found him in the apartment. Maseo.
Yeah. For me, I think it's the kiss. Oliver seeing the kiss.
Yeah, that was pretty important too.
His face. Honestly, though, all I saw was Steven's puppy dog eyes. Like, not Oliver, but Steven. I was just like, how dare she hurt my baby? But yeah, he did a really good job in that scene. He grows with each episode. And as an actor, I guess that's what you want to do, and he definitely does it.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're letting Oliver emote for the sake of Stephen Amell's growth as an actor, honestly. Can I do least improved real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
The incorporation of Thea smacked this contractual obligation to have Willa Holland in the episode.
Yeah.
Like, why do we even care about Verdant anymore? Honestly, we could have let that story die.
Yeah.
Okay, that's out. Now, we can go to character of the night. This is a toughie, because I didn't like anybody. I'll give it to Diggle, though.
Okay, why's that?
Because he still cares about his team, and he wanted Oliver to know that he might not have, like, Felicity the way that he wants, but he does still have people that care about him. He knows that that's important to Oliver.
Yeah.
And I like that Oliver took Roy to the dinner.
Yeah, that was big for me. I think I was impressed that Oliver, when everything was going wrong, he had this big shock. He didn't go do something stupid. He got together with his support system. And that was big growth for Oliver.
I think that's my most improved thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Best action. Are we going to still talk about the sword? I think for me it's definitely the sword fight. Like, I love swords. Oh my gosh, she kicked butt. Major butt. I love it.
Yes, she did. It was awesome. It was very awesome.
Best character interactions?
I'd say Roy and Oliver and Layla and Diggle.
Yep. I'll co-sign on that this week because it was just rough. It was rough. It was slim pickings.
Yeah.
I don't really have a biggest shocker surprise of the night other than that the Maceo thing was a fake out.
And that Felicity wanted the kiss to go on.
I would too. That's not a shock for me at all.
Well, I guess I was kind of surprised after that she would move on that quickly.
Well, that's TV writing for you though.
That's true.
That's how I take it. Like they are really like Felicity's whatever this show needs to be. Mm-hmm. That's why she seems so flip floppy.
Yeah.
I'm fresh out of stuff for the conspiracy corner this week. But I do want to talk about how they didn't try to pin Cupid as a potential murder suspect for Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yes.
I still have no clue who killed Sarah.
I wish we would at least see them trying to make some progress.
They don't have a murder board. What the hell?
No, they don't have anything, and that kind of bugs me. Now, I could see if Felicity did it virtually, but we still haven't seen any of that.
Oliver should be doing this. Laurel, she had a murder board. Well, she didn't have a murder board, but she was piecing the puzzle about who the Arrow was. She doesn't have a murder board for her sister? Really?
Yeah, that's kind of silly. So we need to see them trying to at least move forward towards finding Sarah's killer.
Please be sure to head over to iTunes, look us up, Queen Consolidated, rate, review, and subscribe to help us move up the charts. And
make sure you download, folks,
because streaming doesn't count. You can find us on Twitter at QC_SMG. Our email is queenconsolidated.smg@gmail.com. We very much look forward to your listener feedback. And we also have a pretty cool Tumblr, queenconsolidated.tumblr.com. Our ask box is open, and of course our anonymous is on, so please use it, but do not abuse it. So some shameless plugs.
You can find me on Twitter at SuperSquint. That's SuperSquint. You can also find me there on Tumblr and on Instagram. My Tumblr is full of everything. Oh goodness. Arrow, Flash, Gotham, Constantine, Doctor Who, Harry Potter, you name it. It's there. And I also write reviews for The Flash at voiceoftv.com. You can also listen to my other podcasts. I co-host Before the Bat, which is a Gotham podcast. And also Flashpoint with Lilith.
Well, that's just about all the time we have this week. We hope you enjoyed our little discussion of episode 307, Draw Back Your Bow. We're on a break next week, so I guess we'll see you guys December 3rd, where we talk about episode 308, which is... No, The Brave and the Bold, which is the Flash crossover. Unless you guys get stuck on a hellish island between now and then, don't fail this podcast, and be sure to check us out when we come back.
Queen Consolidated, signing off.